supposed to be my birthday weekend. This is what I do every year. For my birthday, within a weekend or so of it, I head out and I kind of do the shakedown of the RV. It coincides with the beginning of RV season, and it's a great time to get out and just shake it down, patch up anything to be patched up. You saw me working on the stairs recently. This is the time to get the RV in order so I can just go out and RV. But I don't know if you can tell, it's raining. And this is a light rain. It has been raining for days. It has been excruciatingly pouring rain. Now, I don't mind RVing in the rain, but it is hard to do sort of the shakedown in pouring rain. I recently just did the truck, redid it through this new configuration. I spent a good deal of this weekend, which I took time off. I mean, I've been off since Wednesday. And instead of going out and camping, I just sort of started prepping everything, cleaning the garage, getting the truck set up so that you can see here the new truck configuration we've got. This is to make it so that I can just RV on the fly and everything's ready to go all season long, locked up, battened down, ready to go. I put the new All Powers solar panel on the roof. I've reconfigured the whole back, which I'll probably talk about in a bit, maybe do a little tour. And I'm going to go to the RV still. Today I'm going to go and do some maintenance. We still got to clean up after that little mouse intrusion. I'm going to go batten down some hatches, close up some holes, and it's time. It's time to do some work on the RV. This was going to be an RV video, but instead we're going to have some fun today. We're going to do some RV repairs. I'm going to show you a tour of like the new setup for the season, and I'm going to pop over to the BC Outdoor Show. I know Woody's RV is over there, and so I think we're going to go take a trip over there. And I really haven't taken these tires onto the mud and dirt without my wife and dogs. I kind of have to go a little more gentle. Expect to see some maybe a little off-roading before this video's over, but we'll see what's going to happen. Let's get on it. I decided it was time to install the flexible 200-watt solar panel that I got from All Powers and put it onto my Yakima adjustable rack. I haven't had the rack installed for a while. I thought it was time to bring it back. Underneath the solar panel, you'll find that I keep a 20-foot 30-amp trailer cable that connects from the trailer to the Honda generator, the EU3000IS, which is a 3,000-watt generator. That thing's been about 10 years old now and is a real workhorse. Keep a 30-amp 20-foot extension cord, so when I need to extend, I'm always good to go. I've got a small propane fire pit, 2 camping chairs, which are not pictured here, but I keep those in the back when I'm on the move. I always have a water jug in the back. That's good for making sure the dogs have water, and it's a good thing for hand washing or any emergency water needs. I keep it sanitized, but I don't consider it human potable. And I have a portable barbecue that I put in this little spot here. Again, it's not pictured. On the other side, I got the 200-watt solar panel. I've got the high lift jack installed on top of the rack right next to it. Underneath, you can't quite see it here, but I've got a small shovel tucked in the back. A Sears air compressor that's going on 15 years. It sits out in the rain year after year and just continues to work. A utility water hose that I use for spraying down a campsite if I need to, or as a black flush. It's just a general utility hose. I have an extreme leveling ramp for off-road leveling. It goes up many inches. It's actually a tire changing ramp for a dual axle trailer, but for my single axle trailer, this works great as a off-road leveler, so I can get a lot of rise off of one side when I need to. I carry 2 large wheel chocks. I keep some hiking poles for myself and my wife, as well as an ice scraper along the side there, a 20-liter or 5-gallon fuel tank that I always try to keep full, a telescoping lippert ladder, which came with the trailer. The Starlink dish is mounted to this lockable storage box, and inside that I keep one of my all-power solar generating units. I keep the Starlink router and a 50-foot cable. I carry snow chains on the bottom. That's for my truck and my trailer. I pretty much carry those year-round. And I carry a couple of 15-amp extension cords, a 20-foot one and a 50-foot one. They're not very thick gauged, they're just for quick access. I've been asked this a lot lately. The truck itself is a 2020 F-150 3.5-liter EcoBoost. It not only has the Max towing package, but it also has the Max cargo package. It actually comes in with a GVWR, a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,850 pounds, which was about the highest you could get on a 2020 F-150 that year. It has a 6.5-foot bed, it has the long wheelbase, and it really is a great towing vehicle. because it has that max cargo package. The rear axle actually is rated to go up to 4,400 pounds for rear weight rating. And if I combine the front axle and rear axle weight ratings, they actually exceed the gross vehicle weight rating. Obviously, there are other things like brakes and such that are limiting this to 7,850 pounds. But the suspension itself and the axles themselves can actually go up over 7,850 pounds, although I don't try to ever go over my gross vehicle weight rating. Now, I keep my back seat folded up and I put in 3 different bins, so it's sort of modular. The bin on the passenger side is where I keep my toolbox, my sockets, my drill gun, and right next to it I keep the impact gun in the case. In the middle, which is something I shouldn't have to access that often, I keep the first aid kit, emergency blankets, recovery gear. It's very dense and heavy. It's where I keep the bottle jack and the come along. Again, this is something I want to seldom access. And on the driver's side, I keep an empty one most of the time. That's generally where I'll throw our coats and hats, or just, maybe some shopping or some food to keep it away from the dogs if we just went to the grocery store. It's just a general cargo area. Sometimes I'll actually switch out that third box and put in our set power fridge freezer there. It's like a 35 quart MT35, I think is what the model is. And that's great, especially when we get into more of the summertime, when it's nice to have those cold drinks and food when you travel, even on the day trips away from the RV. So we'll swap that out. And then across the top, I lay down some square dog beds and blankets and a round dog bed. And that's so the dogs have a nice soft surface to hang out on. And I often put my other solar generator in the back there. That's great for charging up all the batteries, the drones, the cameras, as well as keeping the dogs warm with a heating pad if it's cold weather. And that is our 2025 setup. So yeah, we started that off around 30%, 33%, I think, when I put it in there yesterday. And it's at 45. And that's just sitting down in the afternoon, the early evening, and this morning, around 10 a.m. But, it's wet out and, it's quite cloudy. So let's see what happens as the day progresses. So I have a second one that's inside the back of the truck. That one I'm going to be using for plugging in the devices and keeping the heating pad on because Lizzie's coming with me. It's a bit chilly out and I want to keep her warm. So while that one charges in the back, we've got this one all charged up and it's going to be charging my devices, which is my drone battery set and my GoPro, so that we're all charged up when we get to our destination. This thing is wonderful for that. The other thing it's going to do is keep Lizzie warm because I'm going to hook up the heating pad and keep little Lizzie warm on here. Come on over here. Yeah, we got Lizzie. Yeah. So it's still going to be an RV day. We're just not going to go traveling. We're going to go fix some things. We're going to go seal up some mouse intrusion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Canadian Tire. I would go to Home Depot. Technically, people bring their dogs to Home Depot here in British Columbia, but for whatever reason, they officially say no dogs at the Home Depot, which is different than the States, I find. But Canadian Tire, they encourage you to bring your dog. They actually put a sign out saying, please don't leave your dogs in the car, bring them inside. That's wonderful. So I brought Lizzie here and we're gonna go shopping. Now what are we gonna get at Home Depot? Well, we're gonna get some sort of insulation foam in a bag potentially. So that's gonna be the stuff in some of these holes. And I already have Gorilla Tape in the RV, so we should be good there. And then we're gonna wanna get some spray foam because if it's not too wet there, I'm gonna climb underneath and spray a couple of holes that I know of. Then we're gonna keep that can there and I'm gonna keep hitting up holes as I find them or think about them. And then I don't know, we'll see how if the weather clears up, I might go on a little off-road adventure here. We'll see how it goes. So we just finished up shopping, got a few things. Of course, got Lizzie some balls, and then we got some insulation, we got some spray foam insulation, and we got some quick seal to fill up those holes in the bottom. Lizzie wants her ball. Some exciting news. We're partnering with All Powers and we're giving away an awesome piece of All Powers gear. And unlike some YouTubers, no purchase is necessary to get into our contest. Now, one lucky winner is going to receive an All Powers S300 solar generator kit, and that includes a 100-watt solar panel. This generator is perfect for RV trips or just charging your devices on the go. It's portable, eco-friendly, and it even has smart controls. Imagine having all that power at your fingertips. Now, I have 2 All Powers units and I use them all the time. So now how do you enter? It's super easy. If you're new here, just subscribe to the RVing with Joe YouTube channel, then head on over to the contest video that's linked below and leave a comment on that contest video saying you've subscribed. It has to be on that video for it to count. And if you're already part of the community, first of all, thank you very much for subscribing. And secondly, head over to that contest link and comment below that you're already a subscriber, and then tell us something that you like or don't like about the channel. We always like the feedback. So make sure your comment saying you're subscribed is in the contest video comments. The link is below. Now remember, only 1 entry per person, so make it count. The contest starts March 16th and it runs until April 17th. Make sure to get your entry in before then. We're going to draw the winner on April 20th. It's important to note that while this contest is open worldwide, if you're in Alaska, you'll need to provide a shipping address either here in Canada or in the lower 48. For whatever reason, we're not able to get this thing shipped to Alaska. Sorry about that. The full rules are in the contest description. Make sure you read them. And subscribe, comment, get busy living with RVing with Joe and All Powers. So it finally stopped raining. We just got here to the RV. Finally ran out of propane. I've been leaving the heater on ever since I did that stair repair, just to kind of keep it like, you know, at again 50 degrees or 10 degrees Celsius whenever I arrive. And it did finally run out of propane. A little wasteful, I know, but I've got a bunch of extra propane, so I brought some to swap it out, get it nice and toasty. We're basically going to cover 2 areas where the underside sort of connects up into the interior. One under the bathroom sink where he was getting in, this mouse was getting in, and then we're going to do under the kitchen sink just to be preventative. Let's get on it. Maybe with only a couple hours of driving, it was already up to 50%, even though we were driving in the clouds and the rain. We started underneath the kitchen sink where there was a modest hole that we decided to close up, stuffed it with some fiberglass insulation, taped it up with some Gorilla Tape, and put the shroud back on. Then there's this pipe that comes out over by the refrigerator. I'm not worried about stuffing up the spaces between the walls. It's really between the floorboard and the cabin. So we wrapped that one up, taped it up, put the shroud back on, and underneath the bathroom where we did see the mouse getting in, we went ahead and closed up that hole best we could. I stuffed a lot of extra insulation down in there. I don't care how it looks because, again, I can just put the shroud on. Used up the last of my tape. We actually ran out here, so I got to come back and add even more tape in the future. And that little, you know, tube of adhesive caulk was great on the bottom. That'll work fine for now, although I'll keep an eye on it to make sure that no holes start to reform there. All wrapped up. We did the caulking, we did the insulation and the Gorilla Tape. I ran out of Gorilla Tape, but I did what I could. I'll probably add some more. And we sprayed foam underneath the inside. I mean, there's actually a pretty fair amount of foam spray throughout the underside, but there is one spot that Nick Ward, another Ember expert, pointed out to me that was around the axle. And lo and behold, I did find it there. So the black spray is in there, so the foam has filled in the gaps. We got Irish Spring and fabric softeners all over the place. Smells like fresh laundry in there for sure. But now we've done the hard work. Lizzie and I, we're gonna go drive up, gonna go off-roading to a place called Ramp Rock, which is a bit of a kind of an epic local place that everybody goes to go take a photograph of their truck on Ramp Rock. Let's go. it turned sketchy real quick there. It just got thicker and thicker, and then it started getting muddy. So luckily I found a good spot here where I just turned around, and I'm gonna start heading downhill now a little bit because, you know, I'm up here alone. I haven't seen many other trucks, and there are active logging trucks coming down here, so I don't want to do something stupid and get stuck and then hold up a logging truck. So let's get down the hill now. Say hunting, fishing, big part of this, obviously. There's some outdoorsmen, you know, like outdoor driving, outdoor 4x4ing areas. There's some dealers in the next one over with RVs and trucks. But yeah, it's very much geared towards the outdoor activities that you go, which makes sense. here actually at the BC Off-Road Association here, the Four-Wheel Drive Association. These folks are, you know, stewards of the BC land. I recommend if you're here in British Columbia, you think about signing up with these folks. If you do any off-roading at all, or if you just want to support sort of the tread lightly movement. In other words, they're quite considerate of using trails responsibly. And that's really what the association works to do. They sponsor trails, the whole campsites that are set up by these folks, and they're sponsored by these folks. So they really are stewards of the land, and they're worth checking out. I'm also over here next to Woody's. Where else? Because, you know, what else am I going to do but go drop by Woody's, where I got my own RV. And, you know, I'm glad to see they're here, because they weren't at the RV expo that I did at the Snowbird one, because I guess they're not allowed. But here, they're allowed, and that's great to see them here. Well, it was eventful, but you know, I'm not going to spend any money here today. Checked out some cool stuff, but I got to get on with this weekend before it's over. So we're going to go check out the RV again, make sure that everything I sprayed looks good, everything I did was good, wrap it up for the weekend, and then I'm going to head over to Costco, which isn't very fun, but the weekend is the weekend. Let's go.
Across the bridge into the Stanley Park Causeway, do watch out for that. If you're trying to get onto the Ironworkers Bridge,
Do you ever just sit in your car before you go into Costco and get yourself like mentally prepared for what you're about to walk into on a Sunday? I made it, got out. That was crazy. And that's it. I did it. Got my Costco. And that's the end of the video. Thanks for everybody for coming along. Sometimes my camping trip weekends aren't so exciting, but at least we got some things fixed. See you guys later. And remember, get busy living. Here is a link to that contest. Make sure you click on there. Make sure you follow the rules and get yourself into the contest. Down below, we've got RVs Gone Wild. And did you know I'm kind of working on a movie? I'm actually trying to do a travel movie. Check it out down here in the corner. I've got a trailer for that movie down in the corner. I'd really love it if you checked it out. Let me know what you think. I'm still editing it, so give me your feedback. Thanks, everyone.